Hello and welcome. Silrace here with Mechwarrior Online. I want to talk about the new skill system announced at the MechCon. Background footage is just there for your distraction while I talk about this stuff. And also, I do have to preface this by saying that I have no experience yet with this system. I have only seen it on the stream and the pictures and some of the images of what is in that tree. And of course the explanation on how it would work, at least, a little bit. And I have given it a whole lot of thought, so this is my initial thoughts on what has gone through my head and what I am afraid of and so on. Firstly, I admit that I am really happy that quirks and modules themselves are kind of being pushed wayside. I took a big break, a long break from Mechwarrior Online when the quirks were, really blooming out onto every single mech out there because, frankly, I dislike them. But this kind of replaces the quirk system, and it might hopefully do it in a little bit of a different way, in a way which isn't quite as obtrusive, at least to me. Another thing this system adds is a serious grind into the game. Currently, you basically are done with a mech after you have unlocked, 35,000 XP or so, so you get basics and elite pilot skills done. The master is kind of a sideshow, sort of, because it just unlocks another module slot. But basics and elites are the main thing, after all. With this thing, we are getting a serious grind, let's just put it that way. Much more than what we have at the moment. Whether it's as serious as you have in, let's say, if I throw comparisons to other free-to-play games, like World of Tanks, or maybe War Thunder even, I can't tell, obviously. Not yet, anyway. No idea. But it will be more of a grind than what we currently have. That is for sure. Now, I am really curious though whether it will be the similar situation if I throw another comparison to another, free-to-play title, World of Tanks. In World of Tanks, when you unlock a brand new tank in a tech tree and you don't have any of your upgrades on it for it yet, no new guns, turrets, interaction, or anything else, will we have a similar issue here? Where a mech where you don't yet have unlocked any of these new things is simply so much weaker than it could be after you have unlocked everything. There might be a massive power discrepancy. I am hoping this is not the case, but I can see it happening. I can just vision it happening where you're like, okay, nobody is buying new mechs anymore because nobody wants to level the dang things because they are so god-awful weak until you have it all leveled up. Anyway, so that is a little bit of a fear of mine. Let's hope that is not the case though. Another issue, another fear I have is because of the incremental system of this I guess I could call them quirks, but essentially skill unlocks we have in this system. Where, let's say you get, let's use it as an example. Let's use a quirk we already have, like a ballistic velocity quirk. Let's say you could get up to 20% ballistic velocity on a mech. And it goes in increments of 5%. So you have to unlock it 4 times to get to the full 20%, for example. If this is the case, on how it might work, then that creates an issue for players like myself, where I play multiple mechs. I jump between mechs and so forth, for video making and for other things as well, for just amusement and so on. And you have to relearn the same weapon over and over and over again, right? Because that already happens with current quirks. When you move from a mech which has a massive velocity increase for PPCs to a mech which has no velocity increase for PPCs and quirks, and you have PPCs mounted on both of those mechs, the same weapon system performs entirely differently when one of them has like a 50% or even 40% velocity increase. Same thing could happen here within a single mech, where you, for example, first you have a 5% velocity increase, then you have 10% velocity increase, so you have to relearn how to aim the weapon between each unlock. And that could become a big problem, a big annoyance to anybody who's playing it. So I'm hoping that is not the case, and it's actually done in a much more fluid fashion or whatever. But another thing I'm obviously hoping is that this system really balances out the mechs better. Like certain mechs which are simply considered to be subpar, like way below the whole, threshold of average, that those mechs get enough different unlocks compared to the better mechs, the more, viewed as stronger mechs. I'm hoping this might balance this stuff out better than the current quirk system does. That's at least my hope. We will see how exactly it's implemented and how well it will work, and also how long it will take to really unlock the things on those. Because if you will give more unlocks to a, let's say, worse mech, like let's say this is an example which random example taken out of my head. Let's say you have 5 quirk slot unlocks for an Arctic cheetah, and you have 10 for something like an urban mech. How fast would the Arctic cheetah finish out getting those 5 unlocks compared to the urban mech having to get 10 to get the full power out of it? This might also be another bit of an issue as well, where the essentially worse mechs, put that in quotation marks, worse mechs, have more unlocks, but because they have more unlocks, it might take them a long time to get all of those unlocks. So anyway, that's my initial thoughts on the system. There are some good and some bad I see with it. Hopefully it turns out to be good overall. Let's hope that is the case. But being the sort of cynical myself, I can see this thing utterly failing as well. So I'm not hyped one way or another. I'll just wait and see what happens. Anyway, thank you very, very much for watching. Let me know what you think of this thing. Are you at least hyped for it, or are you, just afraid that it's going to ruin your game? Anyway, thank you very, very much for watching.